Unbiased Trades here, and today we're going to be going over the monthly review of September. This month has been a pretty good month, a pretty slow month, but I've been pretty happy with things I've learned this month, the improvements I've made this month, and overall just kind of sticking to my overall plan of only trading my setups and not forcing as many trades. But yeah, let's get into it. Everything I show is going to be from TraderSync. That is the main journal I use for like just online journaling. I do have my own Excel spreadsheet, but I think TraderSync does a great job, so I normally just show their ones. And also I have a TraderSync promotion in the description if you would like to join. They are a great way of just journaling your trades, and you can just import them from your broker, so it can be very simple. But yeah, so this is the calendar overview. So we can see the numbers are all in R. I don't show any P&L numbers just because it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you should be just trading in R and not focusing on the money, which is at least what I'm trying to do. So we can see I had a pretty green month. I only had one red day. A lot of them were green days. Not too many huge days. You can see kind of the average is around 2R, maybe a bit lower because we have like 0.6 here, 1.8. The only lost day was about minus 1.3, probably including commissions and low cases, probably about minus 1.7 or 5 R. So not too bad at all. Definitely came out green this month. Didn't trade that many days, as you can see. Pretty much didn't trade any Mondays. Traded a lot of Tuesdays, not too many Wednesdays, and then Thursdays, and not too many Fridays. So it was a good space. I kind of just waited for setups and just was looking at the gap scan, see if there was anything that I was interested. If not, then I was just kind of walking away and locking the platform. I made a tweet recently about how you can lock your platform using my lockbox. I definitely recommend you check that out because it's helped me a lot in stepping away and not forcing trades really. But yeah. So this is just the stats from TraderSync. They will be kind of different from my Excel stats because my Excel stats include commissions. As you know, for small caps, that is a big part of it. But luckily this month, I don't think I've really located anything that expensive. They've been pretty good, and most of the time on TradeZero, I'm able to locate them at like 8:30, sometimes even earlier, because I am in the UK, so I can wake up quite early for it. But we can see, so profit and loss ratio 3.1, that is insane for me. I normally don't hit anywhere near that. Normally I'm about 2. I think for a couple of months I was about 1.7, which I was still profitable for, but like 3.1 is crazy for me. Win rate really good as well, 68%. Normally I'm around 62, 61, so that's really good this month. Total of 16 trades. Biggest profit was 22% or 23% pretty much, and biggest loser was about 10%. I don't really focus on percentages, but you can see here that my biggest profit is definitely bigger than my biggest loser, which is amazing. Very happy to say that. Most of the time my biggest loser normally has very equal weight to my biggest profit, but I think we're slowly getting there and not forcing trades and oversizing and having a really big loser. We've had 3 consecutive winners and 2 consecutive losses. To us, that's pretty normal. Not much difference about that. I haven't fallen into a lot of consecutive losses. I think my longest amount was about 5, which was pretty painful. But to be honest, I think a bit of that was because I wasn't trading correctly and it wasn't really just my setup. Average hold time, this has improved insane. I've pretty much just learned to use range orders and just leave for the day, or be doing something else like either coding or watching a video or a documentary or something. So I don't really focus on it too much. I've got my range orders in. As long as TradeZero doesn't fuck me, it's totally fine. But I don't trade with huge size. Probably in the future I'll move to a better platform where I can be more trustworthy of the orders and the platform itself. Um, but yeah, 1 hour hold time for winners and about 12-minute losses. That makes a lot of sense because most of the time I either get in near the top-ish, not exactly. It's normally on the second leg down or something. So I either get stopped out because it runs again quite quickly, or I normally hold it until around midday to end of day sometimes, and then I'll move my stop down around midday because the percentage of it flipping on me goes a lot higher. So I put my stop down to break even or maybe a bit in profit, and that really helps dealing with like end of day reversals or something like that. So This is the mistakes report. Definitely recommend on TraderSync for you to log all your mistakes on your trades. It's really useful. To be honest, I need to update my mistakes because not a lot of these happen anymore, and it's kind of moved into some different ones. So I could specialize my mistakes more. Before, when I first started, as you can see, I had a lot of kind of not random, but like they were more spaced apart in variety of my mistakes. But now they're quite close knit, and I need to kind of niche down into them and see what ones I can really tackle first. But we can see didn't cover at PT. That was a big one apparently this month. I think some of them I let go a lot past my profit target and then ended up just covering at my profit target anyway, when I should have taken some off if it went past my profit target. Um, some emotional issues, only, well, that's only one, not too bad for me. Bad execution was one as well. We've got forced trades still at 3. It's down a lot from what it used to be. I think it was about 7 before, but 3 is not too bad. That's not doing too bad for me. Then we've got 3 for not patient for PT. I'm surprised this one was an issue this month, to be honest. 3 is still very low for me. I'm still very happy for it, but to get that to 0, pretty much I'll just have to leave the computer even more and just let the range orders work. But sometimes I do take off size before it gets to my PT, and it's not a very good habit because statistical wise, that does not help your profitability. For me, emotionally, it does help, but it's two different things. So I'm trying to balance them. And then this is the TraderSync simulator. So this was something I found interesting for this month, was that if I only traded 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., my performance overall on my equity curve would have been a lot better. The purple line is my normal equity curve, and the blue is my simulated one on TraderSync. If I only traded 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. This has been a thing I've spotted. A lot of people say don't trade into like chop around like 12 and 11, but for me, a lot of the time the exhaustion of a setup happens around there, and then I can short around 10, 10:30, and then I can just get a quick nice move into 12 and then cover there, and that works quite well. But it does depend. Some tickers, collapse at 9:30, and you have to be aware of that. So it's not a perfect fix for me to only trade 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., but ideally I want to be waiting for at least 10 a.m. before I'm entering shorts. But yeah. So lessons I learned this month was to be more willing to not trade and focus on as many A plus setups as I can. Also, this ties into determining clearly what is an A plus setup for me. This is still evolving as the market changes, but definitely has improved compared to last month. I've just put in a lot of time trying to view statistically what is an A plus setup for me and what is it for this current month or these current months, because the market does change, it does evolve, and it does go into cycles. So your A plus setup that was 5 months ago could be now like a C. So it does change. So you have to focus and try and evolve to see what is changing and what you could do to make your A plus setup even better, or change it. Then also this was a fun one. If I could teach my girlfriend my setup correctly, it shows I know the intricacies of my setup inside and out. I pretty much just tried teaching my girlfriend the one of my setups, and I was surprised. I was able to do it quite well. She understood. It only took like one try, and that gave me a lot of confidence that I knew how to explain it simply. And that's kind of the best way to know if you know something. If you can explain it very simply, then you probably know enough about it to be able to explain something that's kind of complex in a simple manner. And then understanding how my eagerness to trade slash overtrade can manipulate myself into searching for any excuse to log back into the trading platform. This was a big one. I was taking a shower this month, and I realized that I really wanted to trade, and I was trying to find any reason that I needed to get on my platform to trade, whether that be taking screenshots or journaling my trades or something, which I normally do after markets closed because then it gives me no temptation. But I could really feel that I wanted to trade, and I think that that mainly came from that I hadn't traded for the day. I've seen some really good setups that I could have missed, and that just wanted me to trade and overtrade. But I've slowly learned that once I feel that, that normally means if I do trade, I'm going to place a shit trade. It's not going to be my setup, and overall I'm just going to probably lose money, more likely, which can annoy me, and then I can blow up or something crazy like that. So yeah, some really good lessons this month. Overall, been a great month. I hope your month has been good as well. Let me know in the comments, or you can check out my website if you're interested in any of my coding services. And thank you very much.